as the drama between Gladys Kamande, known as to many as Oxygen Tank Lady, and Nyoro, the fund's drive manager, who is also one of the signatories to the account to set up the host money raised by Kenyans towards Gladys treatment, continues to unfold. Making rounds on social media in a video of sobbing, Gladys alleged that she was admitted to ICU, claiming that Nyoro has refused to release the money for her treatment. In the video, Gladys accuses Nyoro of withholding the money for her treatment and further squandering it. Well, Nyoro isn't about to take a beating, arms folded. He has since come out to clear the air over the matter, which he has said has conspiracy. And in a statement, he said, "I am always certain it was a conspiracy. How ungrateful can some people be?" A group of unhappy friends teamed up, roped in Gladys Kamande, and the game was done. Target: I be removed from being a signatory from the funds raised by the public so that someone else can have a field day. Well, as the saying goes, money is definitely the root of all evil. But who is fooling who? Very interesting story there. And you know, Kenyans, unfortunately, they're very generous. No, that's not the unfortunate bit, but unfortunately, some would use that against them. Because when it comes to raising money for a good cause, Kenyans have shown that they can do that, you know, really good. But again, now there's also, of course, those who will take advantage.
And the most moving moment was when when she was in the car and she has the oxygen tank, and a street kid just came and was like, "Okay, I think your life is more difficult than mine." And the street kid actually gave the donation to this lady. I think it's not fair that people will just make their vulnerabilities be a money-making scheme for them, because surely if there is excess money, they should just come to the public and tell guys, "Thank you guys, it was overwhelming. Okay, you gave us 9 million, we just spent maybe 3 million. And then the same public that also just gave the funds should tell them, "Okay, fine, there is someone else who's also struggling, maybe we could help." Because surely it stops being money that you can now buy a plot with. Because I was reading that now they were deciding, because she's gone to hospital, she got well, now she wants to buy a plot. Surely, I don't think that's fair. I think they should just look for another cause and direct the funds there. Because me, if I had you looking for a plot, me, I don't even have a plot. Why should I be contributing for you?
Exactly. Mike, I am, and you know, you see this in Africa and in Kenya in particular, where even rich relatives subject their other poor relatives into helping their kids go abroad. I've never understood those things. If you know what I'm talking about. Yes. A guy has money, you can manage your life, all the basics are done, you are sorted, and now you're suddenly asking the person who's down there to conduct a fundraising Sunday, all of you must come, and because you have that fear, this is a family name that we have.
And you know that's just evil.
You must go and do that. And not so long ago, and that was like, we have all these needs. A guy died in the States, and everybody had to changa. It was going to around 3 million. And
the musician, I think.
Because everybody knows about it. Now that's how the story goes, because it's all over social media. Guys raised money up to 5 million, going to 6 million. And guys are being told, no, the money is not enough. And these guys delay the whole process, A, B, C, D, till further notice, because somebody somewhere taking advantage of it. It's just evil.
I know it's evil.
There are sick people. There are two types of sick. There are sick people and sick people. Sick like genuinely sick, but sick in the head also. And one thing is that the people who are sick in the head actually take advantage of very honest and caring and loving Kenyans. Because these people will not ask you for 5,000 shillings. They'll actually entice you to send them, you know, whatever you have, 50 shillings, 20 shillings. Now, when they collect it from the over 40 million that we are, you can actually get some good amount of money. Kenyans have done, we've changed lives. I remember when, the late Janet Kanini, reached out to us, and Kenyans showed up in large numbers. People she didn't even know reached out to her in ways, in immeasurable ways. And we have saved lives. But the people who have are now turning this thing into money-making scheme. And just like Steve says, look, one time someone asked me for money to build to finish their house. Nyumba. Yes.
Fundraising.
she needs to move to her house quickly, so she's actually
needs to
asking
furnish.
close
But you
friends.
see, Queen, I would appreciate if somebody comes and asks me for money,
Genuinely.
honestly, and tell me I need money to build a house or to buy a plot, and I'll decide whether to fund them or not. But now, to take advantage of a situation of somebody who's ailing, and then use that money, honestly, there's got to be a God above, and I
in
think
these
in law they call it
economic times.
Colloquiat will find it.
Lightning.
What I
It's called
think, yeah?
lightning, yes.
What I think is the problem is when the money becomes excess.
Yes.
I've experienced it when my brother died, God rest him, 3 years ago. We even had a friend, Governor Alfred Mutua, coming. And some relative decided as the treasurer, we have raised too much money because there was a budget. He took off with $250,000. Yeah? That guy, I won't say his name, no point national shaming. There was the time Binyavanga, the writer, had his problems. A lot of money was raised. He ended up in a huge battle with, Kwani, the organization, because he was saying the excess money, he wants to go from Berlin to South Africa. He said the money was raised for him. And they were like, no, we'll keep it, for you. And if you get sick again. So it was very ugly. We need to decide what happens when the generosity, when the cup has overflowed.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Shida Ekwangi, like Sheila was saying, you require 3 million. Then, Steve and everybody does, a Kanini like thing, it's 9 million. What will you do with that other 6 million? No one deals with that end game. And that's where you find patients wanting, to say, I can buy a plot. And you find the person in charge of the fundraising effort
It's like,
thinking,
no.
wait a minute.
You need to account.
I need to keep the
I need to
money.
account.
I've sorted it.
Yeah.
I'm the treasurer here.
Yes.
I need to have, end of the day, tell the people who contribute the
How we
money,
used
this is
the
how much you
funds.
raised and this is why it went. Because everybody will look for that level of accountability. Was a problem solved? Are we still going to contribute more? Then there's a push and pull. Everybody has an interest suddenly. I think
But what
it's just
happens to the excess? That's what I'm asking.
And I'm not sure whether when you're giving, for me personally, I wouldn't care less what happens to the excess, so long as the initial need is taken care of. But what I'd also not appreciate is when now, be it the treasurer or a relative or whoever or a friend, now comes in and takes advantage of that excess to their own gain. If, for instance, it is somebody who is unwell and they have children, then that automatically that money should go towards school fees or something, the excess, Because again, if you now try and follow up to what happens to the excess, you can't refund the money. Queen gave 50, so I can't give her back. So, so once it's gone, it's gone. But at the end of the day, I think what we need is a transparent and honest society, which of course we don't have.
We don't have. No, the other thing that beats me, Mike, okay, this is just one such case. But it's not the first time someone has come out complaining about, money
going the wrong way.
money going the wrong way. We have had scenarios where Kenyans, I don't know whether you guys have been in a situation where you have a wedding committee, there's a mke to be, and they're sitting and they're saying, our budget is 3 million and we have 10,000. And you're... So the culture of taking advantage.
We always have one answer very direct. I had a case like that last year. I said I must come on the honeymoon. Yeah.
I think I'm coming to spend that money.
I'm going to.
You won't be enjoying the money alone. 10, alafu ifike
If
1
I'm giving the
million.
money, I must be part. I must
But
be
I
in the,
guess it's
in
a
the
cultural
mix.
problem we have. Because if you're raising money for
Why am I
somebody
financing your honeymoon?
to Mauritius, and you've never even been to Mauritius.
And I think if somebody
on
is healthy, I think the most heart-wrenching ones are the ones where someone is really sick and okay, this person might go, let's really save this person. But these ones for wedding, my guys. People are working this town, they are married, they've never had weddings.
Remember the couple who got married with the what? Was it 100 shillings?
100 bob,
100
yes.
bob. And today, by the way, they even have a hardware shop. So they're doing well. I
Wedding
think.
committees should not stress people out of the last coin in their
But anyway,
pocket.
Mike, now back on on a serious note.
You've been all serious?
No, I was very serious.
On a serious, on a more serious note, what can we do as Kenyans, or rather as institutions in Kenya, to ensure that we do not end up with Gladys Kamandes and the Nyoros of this world?
Quinta, there are no institutions like that.
I'm just asking, what can we do?
Let me tell you, and somebody just
But
broke
there
it
is
down to me the
NHIF.
other
I mean,
day.
what can we do?
Somebody broke it down very well, Mike, and all of us. For example, I'm on Paisley. I know end of the month, my employer pays me this X amount of money and have a budget towards that money. No shilling is left. By the way, it's not even enough for my needs. And needs keep on arising every day. And I have needs to where I also reach out to people and I tell them, you know what, I need a little help in this ABCD kind of a thing because I can sort that later. But the problem comes when everybody becomes your issue when it comes to your even little money that you get. That even before it lands in the bank, everybody has no, for real. I know basic things that I can take care of. A church fundraising that I committed myself towards. A brother's kid that I committed towards. But when you have another million things coming your way every time and you just feel generous because you're Kenyan and we all sort each other in every way, some of those basic things, I think Kenyans, if they want to progress in their life as a person, we should just say no to.
Well, one thing I've learned over time...
So we should stop sending the 20 shillings?
No, well, one thing I've learned over time is that, one, you'll be advised by financial experts that a crisis on somebody's end is not an emergency on my part. Number one. So you come up with a budget. You can have within your budget an amount that you put towards unforeseen contingencies.
CSR.
Yeah, CSR. And you can decide that's what you do. But if now the budget for CSR is above what you have put it, no is a polite answer. And that's something that Kenyans don't understand.
Somebody asked me the other time, and that's the same person, and this was in a good forum. When was the last time you even put some little money for yourself and even took yourself out and said, I've been working so hard the whole year, let me just treat myself well? Because you're credited with all these things. Everybody's your everything.
I also think
just
social
point out
media.
inflation. You know, it's nice to be a hard person like me. Relatives don't just approach me willy-nilly. Somebody is telling me that he's dying of malaria in Kisii. I say, Bana, now, you know, I'm not a doctor. And my phone doesn't have M-Pesa. And I'm a very generous person. Everyone knows, we are in my immediate vicinity. We meet in the bar and times are good.
On a Friday night.
But calling me, that, you know, telling me about you have malaria in Kisii, I can't even remember your face. I last saw you at a funeral 3 years ago. I'm not going to help you. I'll say, you know, God help you.
Also on social media, when the funds keep coming in, I think even the custodian of the money should be telling people. Because once people contribute, they're now part of the whole thing. Tell them, okay, you guys...
Accountability.
Yes, accountability. Tell them, okay, we're at 9 million. If this money exceeds,
we will
commit to a cause also. Because you're being helped also. Just commit to something else.
But people are different, Sheila.
I think that's what now, that's where it becomes a personal decision, personality. People should just be nice.
I guess, you know, even to wind that up, we are here busy complaining about our politicians who cannot account for public funds. But look at what we do even when we have those few shillings towards a medical bill. Well, I guess it is true that we get the leaders that we deserve, and they are a selection from us. An inflation.
A reflection. A reflection
Anyway, moving away from that, Jamaica's reggae sensation Busy Signal is in Kenya for a peace concert and Shama Shaman's International 33rd anniversary party. Bingi, the organizer, assured reggae enthusiasts that the concert's main priority is security and lots of entertainment. This is where now the sub would have come in so low, because I'm sure he